Have you ever noticed how empty the Rolex displays are in jewelry stores? It's almost as if the watches themselves are more myth than reality, always just out of reach. You walk in, expecting to see rows of gleaming timepieces, but instead, you're met with empty cases and a sense of anticipation. You can't just walk in and buy the most popular models. Even if you have the money, you'll likely be told there's a waiting list, sometimes stretching for months or even years. This isn't by accident, it's by design. Rolex doesn't sell watches online either. In an age where you can order almost anything with a click, Rolex stands apart. Their website is more like a digital museum than a store, showcasing models you can admire but not instantly own. In a world of instant access, this is rare. Most brands are desperate to make buying easy, but Rolex does the opposite, making the process feel almost like a quest. This scarcity is the first clue to Rolex's power. The brand has turned limited availability into a badge of honor, making each watch feel like a prize. By making itself hard to get, Rolex creates intense desire. The more elusive the watch, the more people want it. It's human nature to crave what we can't easily have. We want what we can't have, and Rolex has mastered this. The anticipation, the wait, and even the disappointment all add to the legend. The brand doesn't flood the world with ads or chase internet influencers. You won't see Rolex plastered across every billboard or trending on every social feed. Instead, it builds a quiet reputation, making ownership feel like joining an exclusive club. The brand whispers rather than shouts, and that makes people listen even more closely. Other luxury brands go for flashy shows and celebrity partnerships. They want to be seen everywhere, to be associated with the latest trends and hottest names. Rolex is different. Its marketing is subtle, almost invisible. The brand relies on its reputation and history, not on hype. You might see its name at Wimbledon or a Formula One race, carefully chosen events that connect Rolex to excellence and timelessness. These partnerships aren't about chasing trends but about aligning with enduring achievement. The message is clear. Rolex is about lasting achievement, not fleeting trends. It's a symbol of reaching the pinnacle, not just following the crowd. This approach creates mystique and authenticity. The brand feels timeless, almost secretive, and that only adds to its allure. When you see someone wearing a Rolex, it stands out. It's not just a watch, it's a statement, a subtle signal of success and taste. You know they didn't just buy it on a whim, they waited or earned it for a milestone. Often a Rolex marks a significant achievement, a reward for years of hard work or a special moment in life. The watch becomes a symbol of patience, success, and personal history. It's not just about telling time, it's about telling your story. The story behind getting a Rolex is almost as important as the watch itself. Each one carries memories, milestones, and meaning that go far beyond its price tag. That's the secret magic. Rolex sells a story and a status, not just a watch. It's about belonging to a tradition, a legacy that spans generations. It's a brand built on exclusivity, not accessibility. The sense of being part of a select group is what makes owning a Rolex so special. The harder it is to get, the more people want it. The wait, the anticipation, and the challenge all become part of the experience. That's why everyone wants a Rolex. It's not just about the watch, it's about the journey, the status, and the story that comes with it. And that's why the cases are often empty. The real value of a Rolex isn't just in its craftsmanship but in the powerful sense of desire and achievement it inspires. Rolex's fame wasn't built on loud ads, it was built by word of mouth. The brand's reputation grew quietly, passed from one admirer to another, whispered in exclusive circles and celebrated in private moments. Instead of shouting for attention, Rolex let its quality and mystique do the talking. When someone achieves something big, they might get a Rolex. It's not just a gift, it's a recognition, a way of saying, you've made it. The moment the box opens, it marks a milestone, a memory that will last a lifetime. The watch becomes a symbol of success, with a story attached. Each scratch or engraving tells of challenges overcome, dreams realized, and the journey behind the achievement. Friends and family see not just a timepiece but a marker of accomplishment. It's a conversation starter, a source of pride, and a reminder of what's possible. The world's most successful people, presidents, explorers, athletes, have worn Rolex. Their achievements, broadcast across the globe, quietly elevated the brand's status. Paul Newman's Daytona became legendary, not because of an ad but because he wore it. The watch gained fame through his passion and the stories that followed him, making it an icon in its own right. These real stories are more powerful than any marketing campaign. They're shared at dinner tables, in boardrooms, and on mountain summits, spreading the legend organically. When Hillary and Norgay climbed Everest, they wore Rolex, not as a stunt, but as a test of reliability. Their triumph proved the watch could endure the world's harshest conditions. These adventures proved Rolex was more than jewelry. It was a tool for achievers. It became trusted equipment for those who dared to push boundaries. The legend grows as each generation passes down their stories and their watches. A Rolex isn't just worn, it's inherited, carrying the weight of family history. A grandfather's Rolex, earned after decades of work, becomes a family treasure. It's a symbol of perseverance, a reward for a lifetime of dedication. This emotional connection is something no ad can buy. The value isn't just in the gold or steel, but in the memories and meaning it holds. The desire to own a Rolex is really a desire to join a legacy of success. It's about belonging to a tradition, striving for greatness, and being part of a story that spans generations. That's how Rolex builds a brand that lasts, quietly, authentically, and through the stories that live on with every tick of the watch. Rolex's most powerful strategy is controlling supply. It makes about 1 million watches a year, far less than demand. This engineered scarcity creates legendary waiting lists. Want a steel Submariner? Get in line, sometimes for years. The wait turns buying a Rolex into a quest, making the reward sweeter. Scarcity creates exclusivity. Owning a Rolex feels like joining a private club. It's not just about money, it's about patience and persistence. This is different from other luxury goods you can buy anytime. The difficulty adds status that cash alone can't buy. Controlled supply also protects the brand's value. If Rolex were everywhere, it would lose its mystique. Rarity keeps resale values high and the brand desirable. In luxury, being easy to get is the fastest way to become forgettable. Rolex knows less is more, and that's why it's at the top. The harder it is to get, the more people want it. That's the power of scarcity. Rolex controls every step of its manufacturing. From raw materials to finished watch, everything happens in-house in Switzerland. The company even makes its own gold alloys like Everose Gold, designed never to fade. This vertical integration means Rolex doesn't rely on outside suppliers. Every part, the case, bracelet, dial movement, is made by Rolex for Rolex. This secrecy keeps its techniques unique and hard to copy. Every watch undergoes rigorous testing for accuracy and durability. Rolex's superlative chronometer standard is stricter than the industry norm. Each watch is guaranteed to be incredibly precise. This isn't just marketing, it's a promise to customers. By controlling everything, Rolex guarantees excellence. Buyers know they're getting a machine built to last generations. That trust is a cornerstone of the brand. Perfection isn't a slogan, it's the product. Unlike most things you buy, a Rolex can actually go up in value. It's not just a purchase, it's often seen as a financial move, almost like buying a piece of art or a rare collectible. Cars and electronics lose value fast, but many Rolex models appreciate. While your new phone or car starts losing value the moment you leave the store, a Rolex can actually become more desirable over time. This is especially true for popular steel sports models like the Submariner and Daytona. These watches are icons in the world of horology, and collectors are always on the hunt for them. Limited supply and growing demand drive up prices on the pre-owned market. Rolex carefully controls production, making certain models hard to get and even more sought after. Sometimes a used Rolex sells for more than the retail price. It's not uncommon to see waiting lists at authorized dealers, while pre-owned models fetch a premium. This makes buying from an authorized dealer feel like scoring a valuable asset. It's almost like winning a lottery, knowing you own something that could be worth more tomorrow. Buyers know they can often resell for a profit, or at least not lose money. That's a rare feeling in the world of luxury goods, where most items lose value quickly. That makes the high price feel like a safe investment, not just a luxury splurge. For many, it's a way to enjoy something beautiful, while also protecting their money. Some vintage Rolexes have sold for millions at auction, like the Paul Newman Daytona. These headline-grabbing sales inspire new generations of collectors and investors. These stories create a halo effect for the whole brand. The legend of Rolex grows with every record-breaking sale and every celebrity endorsement. People believe their Rolex could become a future heirloom. It's a symbol of achievement, something to pass down through generations. It's more than a watch, it's a legacy. The story of a Rolex is often woven into family history, making it priceless in more ways than one. That's why people see Rolex as both a status symbol and a smart investment. It's a rare blend of luxury, history, and financial sense. It's luxury that holds its value, and sometimes even beats the market. In a world of fast-changing fashion, Rolex stands still, and that's its strength. Its iconic designs evolve slowly. A submariner today looks much like one from decades ago. Rolex doesn't chase trends or release wild new styles. Instead, it perfects timeless aesthetics. This consistency means a Rolex never looks dated. Buyers know their watch will look great for decades. It's the opposite of fast fashion enduring style, not fleeting trends. The brand's image is serious, reliable, and quietly confident. The five-pointed crown logo says it all, quality and prestige without shouting. Rolex appeals to those who value substance over flash. It never dilutes its brand with perfumes or sunglasses. Rolex makes one thing: high-quality watches. This focus makes it the master of its field. By resisting change, Rolex ensures its place at the top of luxury. Buying a Rolex is as controlled as making one. You can't buy a new Rolex just anywhere, only from hand-picked authorized dealers. These dealers are the brand's gatekeepers, receiving limited stock directly from Switzerland. They decide who gets the most sought-after models, often favoring loyal customers. This creates waiting lists and makes the process personal. The relationship with your dealer becomes part of the journey. When you finally get the call, it feels like a true achievement. The experience is memorable, exclusive, and far from impersonal online shopping. Dealers must follow strict standards, ensuring a consistent, luxurious experience worldwide. They're not just retailers, they're ambassadors of the Rolex mystique. Rolex's allure is tied to real-world achievements. In 1927, Mercedes Gleitze swam the English Channel with a Rolex Oyster. It worked perfectly after hours in cold water. Rolex watches have reached Everest's summit and the ocean's deepest trench. These feats aren't just stories, they're proof of engineering excellence. Pilots, scientists, and explorers have relied on Rolex for precision and durability. Each model was designed for a specific professional need, cementing Rolex's reputation as a tool for achievers. These stories give Rolex a soul and a history. Wearing a Rolex connects you to a legacy of adventure and achievement. It's more than a status symbol, it's a piece of history. Rolex's dominance is a lesson in restraint. While others shout for attention, Rolex whispers, "In a world of instant gratification, Rolex makes you wait." It says no to online sales, mass production, and flashy marketing. This creates desire that money alone can't satisfy. Scarcity drives demand and protects value. Total control ensures unmatched quality. Timeless design makes every Rolex a lifelong companion. Owning one is about achievement and joining a legacy. In luxury, the most powerful thing a brand can do is make people want more, not just sell more.